Who do I have with me? Hi, Debbie. No babysitting tonight, huh, Debbie? Sherry Cannon. Who? I don't know who iPhone is. Who's got iPhone there? I don't know who that is. I don't know if they can hear me or not.
I have no idea what's in the seaweed wrap.
Hello?
I know exactly what's in my nature made gummies.
Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I
can.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi.
I'm a little bit late, you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Let me close my Facebook here so I don't get dinging and stuff.
Hey, Christine.
Hey.
No, it's Susan. I just got on. I'm sorry.
I'm late anyway. I just got on too. I got stuck on a phone call, so.
Okay, I'm glad because I was having troubles.
No, well, you probably were having, you mean troubles getting on?
Yeah, but I had forgotten I had downloaded some new iOS program and had to reset everything, but I'm fine.
Okay.
So I'm going to mute now.
Okay. I'm just going to wait a little bit longer for everybody some more people to get on here because I was a little bit late.
Okay, well, I'll be working on my ribbon. That'll be good.
Okay. Sonia's here. Sandra, yes. Sherry Cannon, Debbie's here, Lisa. Which Lisa is that? Is that Lisa Simmons?
Lisa Moon.
Lisa Moon, hi.
Hi,
You're talking.
Bud?
Okay. So, if any of you have watched my classes before, I usually am on my table, my craft table, but I realized like about a half an hour ago that that's not going to work because, do I still have a Facebook open here? I don't think I do because I'm trying not to get notifications. I'm still getting notifications. I realized that because this garland is 9 feet long, it's not going to fit on my table. So I'm going to be on the floor. I'm going to be doing my class from the floor tonight. So I think I have the camera set up pretty well so you can see everything that I'm doing. So hopefully I'll be able to get back up after I'm on the floor for 2 hours. We'll see. We'll see if these old knees will let me do that. So let me move my camera over here and I'll let you see how I have it set up. Let's see.
Oh.
This thing is long. It's really long. And I'm hoping you can see. Oh, there it is. I may have to adjust a little bit so you could see, but I wanted you to be able to see what I was doing. And I know if I kept it on my table, it was going to be kind of hanging off. And hold on, I'm blurry. It would not have been a good setup for everybody to watch. So let's just hope that this goes well.
He's not a healing person?
So, what's that? Somebody say something? Okay, I'm going to mute everybody. If you have a question, you know how to unmute yourself, and we'll get started. So, just move my chair out of the way here. I hope everybody can see that okay. Let me, hold on a second. I don't like the way that looks with the full screen, so let me have to just move it over a little bit. That. One thing I did notice, though, about my garland, let me move my chair. When I took it out of the package, I'm sure, I don't know, if any of you have a balsam here, I know that you can't find these in the stores, these work garlands. You would have had to order it online. But if you have a balsam garland and not one of these work garlands, I'm going to have to move my chair because it's in the way. If you have a balsam garland and not one of these work garlands, it's going to be fine. You just are going to be using the branches on your balsam garland to attach your mesh. And it'll work just the same as the pipe cleaners. You just take your branches of your garland and you use that to attach your mesh. But what I was saying is I noticed that on the very end, if you can see that there's like no pipe cleaner. There's like this big piece of wire on the end with nothing on it. And I don't like that. I don't like that there's not a pipe cleaner that goes right to the end, if you can see that. So I'm going to add another pipe cleaner onto the end of my of each end, because they're both like that. I don't know who else has that, but I don't like that. I'm going to add another pipe cleaner onto the end, just so the mesh goes all the way to the end, and we can attach our mesh all the way to the end. So I have some pretty red ones that I got from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to do that now. And I hope everybody can see that okay. I know this is the first class where I've been on the floor, but I can't think of any other way that I can do this. I'm just going to go, I don't know. I'm going to go maybe, just so you can see that, I'm going to go maybe like an inch away from the bottom here. I'm actually looking at my laptop as I'm doing this so I could see what you're seeing, and I'm sorry for my shadow. So just go like maybe an inch toward the bottom, away from the bottom, and just put another pipe cleaner on there. Because I don't know why it didn't go all the way to the end. It just didn't, which I thought was a little odd, but that's the nice thing. You can always add more pipe cleaners, so that's what we're gonna do. Okay, I also wanted to show you guys something else. Where's my mesh? Let me grab my mesh. You can see my bare feet. This is the mesh that I got to use for my poofs. And then I also have some pretty gold. I'm going to be adding this gold. I'm going to make little spirals out of that and put that on top of each tie in between the poofs. I had bought this, and I'm going to give you guys a little heads up. If you've ever seen, and I actually started making a wreath out of this because I figured it wasn't going to work with, this was not going to work in this wreath, because if you've ever seen this is actually called Snow Drive mesh. Okay, I got it from Craft Outlet, and it's actually got, I don't know if that's jute or what that is, but it's sort of like a rope, and it goes through the mesh. Now this is Snow Drive. There's also something called Snowball, where there's like little dots, if you've ever seen that. One thing I noticed about this, I was going to cut this and make spirals and add this as well, but I like to use my wood burning tool when I'm cutting my mesh, and you cannot cut through this stuff. It's kind of like a burlap or a jute or something, and it will just not cut through that. And so rather than have to deal with the fraying, I just started making a wreath out of it. I'm going to make a wreath out of it by itself. So, but I wanted to show you that I was going to use that, but can't cut through that with the wood burner. It's virtually impossible. So I'm just going to use the gold, and then I have some pretty ribbon. So I hope everybody can see me okay. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this around. So, because we're going to start on one end. You can see that, and just go around.
Christina,
Hi, who's that?
it's Kathy.
Hi.
Hi. What is the rope? I didn't get the beginning of it that you're putting the ties on.
Oh, well, the ties were already on, but I just mentioned that when I had gotten this and I took it out of the box, that the tie like stopped here, and then there was this long piece of metal and there was nothing on it. So I thought to myself, that's not going to look attractive with no mesh on there. So I just added another pipe cleaner.
So is that a garland? What's that called?
What's what called?
A garland form or what?
This is called a work garland. Like
Okay.
you get the wreaths that already have the pipe cleaners on them.
Uh-huh.
This is called a work garland. You can get this from Craft Outlet. I can send you the link later. It's actually in the supply list too.
Okay.
But if you can't get one of these, you can just buy a balsam garland, like from Hobby Lobby. And that's pretty too. You can just attach your mesh to your balsam garland using the branches like your pipe cleaners.
Okay.
Yep, that'll work just as well. I have a feeling I'm going to have very sore knees before the night is over, but we'll get through it. Let me just mute everybody again. Hold on. Whoops, I don't want to do that. Let's see. Oh, where did everybody go? Mute. Okay. So Why is that still on here? Hold on one second for me. I don't want to close this. No. I'm just going to make my screen bigger. Okay. So get your mesh open. Come on. Which I probably should have done this ahead of time because now it doesn't want to come off. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to move this over for a minute because I want to show you. If you took my candy cane class, we're going to start the same way with our mesh like we did with the candy cane. This is really pretty. So what you're going to want to do is take your end of your mesh, all right? Maybe I'll go this way. I need to push this down so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. Okay. So you're going to want to fold it over a good, oh, I don't know, 10 inches or so, because you're going to have 10-inch poofs, all right? So just kind of eyeball it. Okay, you're going to fold it over, all right? And you're going to start gathering above. So here's my line here with my cut mesh. You're going to want to start gathering above that because you're going to make your first poof that way. So just start gathering it together. Okay. Then you're going to have your first poof, okay? And then you won't have to worry about that cut end showing. Hold on, I have a piece here I gotta cut off. You won't have to worry about that cut end showing because it's folded under. All right, so that's gonna be your first poof, okay? And it's about 10 inches or so. If you wanna try to measure it, you know, I have one of these little things, you know, I could measure it, but I'm just gonna eyeball it. So, and hopefully you guys have a long table you can work on, like your dining room table, which I don't have because I don't have a dining room in my apartment. So, just start at the very end, all right, and place it with the cut side down. Okay, so you're holding it around above where that cut piece is. Okay, so it's tucked in under there. It's tucked in, okay? So you're just gonna lay that down into your tie and give it a couple of twists. So you're just gonna be making poofs, just a couple, because if you wanna add ribbon or whatever, you can kind of fluff it up a little bit if you want. Okay, and that's it. And then we're just gonna keep going. I wish I had my table here because then I could let that fall to the floor. I've seen actually people make their garlands on the floor because they probably have the same trouble I do. They don't have a big table. Let's see. Okay, so I'll just put it on this side. And we're just going to start going around our garland with 10-inch poofs. Now, like I said, if you want to measure it, you can do that. You can bring your little measure thing over, or your yardstick or your tape measure, whatever, just to get a general idea of how big a 10-inch poof is. Let me see here. 10 inches is actually pretty big. So that's a good size poof to go to your next tie. What's nice about these work garlands too is that, you know, this is red, so it'll blend in. You can kind of puff it along as you go. And I hope you guys can see what I'm doing here. I'm just going to keep making my poofs. I'm just going to go all around your garland. This is actually easy to do. You know, it's just if you're on the floor, it can be a little bit cumbersome, that's all. It seems like that first poof is going to be a little bit bigger, and I think I know why. Because I have more space. I have more space in between this tie that I put on and the one that was already there. So I could actually even move that up a little bit if I wanted to. Make that poof a little bit more in line with the other one. Not looking for perfection. I'm just trying to poof this piece out a little bit more here. You can play with it later. There. Does anybody else have a balsam, or is everybody using one of these? I know I posted the Garland supply list quite a while ago because I knew that you'd have to order these online.
I have a balsam, Christine.
Who's that?
It's Linda.
Hi, Linda. That's going to be really pretty, though. I think I'm going to do one with the balsam, too.
I think I
About
like
that is that you can buy the lighted balsam garland, and I just love the way the white lights look shining through the mesh. I think it's just so pretty. Is anybody else on the floor like me, or do you guys have a big table? I wish I had a big table. I'm trying to make sure that you guys can still see what I'm doing. I'm trying to pay attention to.
I'm on the floor.
Are you
Yeah.
on the floor?
Yeah, it's
Let's hope we can
Tuesday.
get back up again, Susan.
I may have to call
Let's
a
hope we can get
crane
back up again.
company.
Yeah. Yep. You know, when I was 19, I sprained my knee skiing. So I'm 52 now, so that was a while ago. And that knee has just never been right since then. And I find sometimes when I get myself in positions like this that it's, uncomfortable. Knee injuries are not fun. Knees never really seem to heal the way they're supposed to. So just kind of poof them along. We're just making our little poofs. Poof it along as you go. That is such pretty mesh. I love Craft Outlet. And you'll find Craft Outlet mesh is such good quality for any of you folks that have never used it before. It's really, really good quality. And the metallic mesh, which is what this is, does not fray as much as the regular, but we're not going to have to worry about that now anyway because we're not cutting it. So I'm just kind of eyeballing it as far as size. I see some of the wreath makers and they have their little measuring pad and they're carefully measuring each one. I just look at it. And if it looks like the right size to me, then I'm happy with it. So I think I'm coming out of camera view. I want to make sure you guys can see me. Just keep making our poofs. And then obviously, if you wanted this to go around like an entire doorway, just use two. Just kind of attach them together and use two. This mesh likes my sweater. I should not have worn this sweater. I actually was going to buy some of the big ornaments. They had the really jumbo, extra-sized ornaments at the Dollar Tree, but I have so many ornaments left from my ornament wreath that I think I'm just going to use some of those. When you're making your poof, you kind of want to try to like fold it under if you can. Instead of just squishing it together, you're trying to actually poof it as you go along. As you're making your poof, you're sort of like folding it under at the same time. What I might do is I might just, when I go to hang this, I might just hang some lights around my doorway or my mantle and then just place this on top of it just so I can still have some lights. Because I don't know who here made the Christmas tree, the tomato cage Christmas trees, but boy, they look pretty with the lights. They're shining through the mesh, the white lights, so pretty. So we're going along, kind of uneventful, but I need to make some more room here. Let's see. Push this over here. Bring that over there. Now, if you were doing this on a table, you could just let your mesh just kind of drop to the floor, so it's out of the way. What colors is everyone else using? Are you using like a solid color, or do you guys have a stripe like me? Just curious what colors you guys have chosen. Nobody's talking tonight. Everybody's quiet.
I'm using a green metallic mesh.
You got yours from Craft Outlet too, right, Susan?
Yeah, and it's gorgeous.
Yeah, this is really pretty too.
Yeah.
And we're just poofing as we're going along. Let's see, I need to make a little more room here. See, as you get going, you kind of just eyeball it, and you really don't have an issue with getting them the same size as you're going along. It gets a little bit easier. I really hate when there's strings. When I feel a string, I just want to cut it off. And that's really what you should be doing. Don't ever be tempted. Well, this is probably a, common sense, but don't ever be tempted to pull a string off of your mesh. Cut it instead, because it's sort of the same thing as with a sweater. If you have a string that's raveling, you're tempted to want to pull it, but then you know what's going to happen. It's just going to keep unraveling. You don't want that. And I apologize for my bare feet. I'm always bare feet in my house. Unless it's 20 below zero, and then I put socks on. So anybody that's new here watching one of my classes for the first time, you get to see my bare feet. I'm usually not on the floor, so. Let's see, I need to make a little bit more room. This thing is huge.
How long is that garland, Christina?
9 feet.
9 feet. Wow.
Yeah, they all come in 9 feet, even the balsam ones. Yep. It's pretty long. That's why when I set up my table like an hour ago, I thought, nope, this is not going to work. Not going to work on my table. It's sticking to my sweater. My poor sweater. I know a lot of you folks are probably just watching, and then you'll make your creation later, and that's fine. A lot of folks do that. Hold on 1 second for me. Okay. I got the apology I was waiting for. I'll give you guys, I was having a little bit of an argument on the phone with my significant other. That's why I was late for my class. And he just apologized, so it's all good. But you're not going to argue with me before my class, seriously? I have to be happy. Does anybody else have an annoying significant other that
Yes, I do, Christina.
Good Lord. They're like babies. He apologized, so I feel better. And I have to tell you that when I started this group, some of you guys have been with me since the beginning, that we were doing bi-weekly classes for a while. And we just got so many things that, we wanted to do. And, and I'm sorry. I know a lot of it's my fault because I think of ideas and I see something and I want to do it. And I think, now that poof's a little bit too big. I have to undo that one. That's going to bother me. I just saw all these wonderful things I wanted to make. And I know that with Christmas coming, I really want to get these projects done. So, after Christmas, it's going to slow down. We're going to go back to bi-weekly classes. So, because I know it can be a little bit hectic. I know it can be a little bit expensive buying supplies and whatnot. But we're going to go back to the bi-weekly classes after Christmas. So, but there's just so many neat things I wanted to make.
Christine, I have a question.
Huh?
I have a question.
Okay.
I may have just missed something. I'm not putting lights on this garland, but if I put lights on it, the lights go on before the mesh.
Do you have the balsam, or do you have one of these?
It's a fake balsam.
Yeah, if you have the fake balsam, I would have probably put the lights on before.
Okay.
You know, don't panic. You can probably still do it. I would just try to feed it around, like maybe go around the branches and underneath, so it's not like laying right on top of your mesh. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, just so you're, what's that?
I'm not putting lights on this one. I was just asking for future reference.
Yeah, I would definitely put the lights on first. Now, with something like this, you know, unless you actually take the lights and like wrap it around the wire,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
don't really know how you could put one on something like this. So like I said, what I might do is when I go to hang this around my, you know, on my mantle, around my door frame, I may string my lights on first and then just kind of lay this on top of it.
Okay.
To kind of hide it.
Okay. Thanks.
Are you making one, Miss Debbie? I see you there. You're standing. I think you're working. No kids tonight. No babysitting for Debbie tonight, so she can attend class.
I'm trying. It's hard.
What's that? It's long.
9 feet on a little table, yeah.
Debbie makes some gorgeous, gorgeous things. I don't even know why she's here, because she doesn't need me. She does wonderful work. But I'm glad she's here.
Christina,
Yes, dear.
I have reached the end.
Okay.
Do
You
I
beat me.
do I fold it under?
Yeah, what you're going to do is you're going to do the same thing that you did at the beginning.
Okay.
So you're going to, why don't you just wait for me for a second, and because I'm almost done here, and then I'll show you what we do. You're just going to finish it the same way you started. But you want to make sure you have enough left to fold it under, like we did at the beginning, because you don't want that cut end to show.
Okay. Okay. No. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll turn myself off.
Yeah, thank you guys for muting yourself, because it's going to be hard for me to get up off the floor and go mute everybody again. But let me, I know I always have this problem. Let me just check my battery. Maybe I'll just plug myself in now. I always get low on battery, and then I'm like, wait a minute. So I'm just going to take care of that right now, so I do not run out of juice. There. I just think this mesh is so pretty. I'm a big fan of the traditional Christmas colors, I have to say. I like the reds and the golds and the green. Although I did pick up a container of blue and silver ornaments, because I really want to make another ornament wreath. And I like blue and silver as well. And I think after Christmas, I really want to, because, you know, I'm one of those people that I decorate a lot for the holidays. I put lights up all over the house, and, you know, it's just very festive. So you know what happens then, right? After everything comes down, it's just, it looks so bare. And I get a little bit depressed. You know, everything's over, you know, the relatives go home, and, you know, it's depressing. So, you know, I try to find decorating ideas so I can continue decorating after the holidays, and, you know, white lights, and there's really beautiful ways that you can decorate with winter decorations and wreaths. And that's what I really want to try to focus on. And that actually, I was having a discussion with someone else here in the group about a cardinal wreath, and this wreath is just gorgeous, and it's actually made on a balsam base, but you can hang it up all winter. It's not just a Christmas wreath. So, and I keep my snowman decorations out all winter, because snowmen are snowmen, they're not just Christmas. So, and I love snowmen. So, well, that one's too big. So, because I'm chatting and I'm not really focusing, make that one a little tiny bit smaller. I'm too fussy when it comes to my poofs. I want to play with it until it's perfect. There. Where are we here? All right, I'm on my last one. Susan, are you with me? Okay, so let me get my scissors.
Okay.
Now, I gotta look at where my poof is because I want to make sure that I have enough to fold over.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so hold on here. This is where my last pipe cleaner is right here, okay? So that's the size I want my poof to be. So you might want to just do that first, okay? And put your finger there so you know where your poof's going to be.
Uh-huh.
And then cut off a good, 10 inches here.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be the part that you're going to fold under. You follow me?
I got
You
you.
want to make sure you have enough to fold under. Let me think for a second here. Hold on. Hold on here. Yeah, let's try that. If there's too much, then we'll fix it. This is something I hate to do. I hate to use scissors to cut my mesh because it frays, but we're going to fold it under anyway. Okay. I think that's going to be good. So,
Okay, so I take mine. I've already folded mine, so I unfold it. Put my finger. Oh, blast! I unfolded the wrong one. No, it
it's
didn't.
okay.
No, it didn't. No, I'm just.
Because this might not, hold on, let me,
Okay.
I think what you're going to have two poofs. Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah, and that's what I had.
Is you're folding it over.
Okay.
You can see it's kind of hard to see because I've got it attached to my garland, okay?
Okay.
And you're going to gather it above where you folded it. All right, just take your time so you don't lose your fold here. You want to make sure that you're grabbing above the fold, okay?
Okay.
You're actually going to be making two poofs, okay? 1, 2. And that's going to go in your tie. Does that make sense?
It makes
You may have
sense.
to play with it a little bit to get both poofs the same size. Don't panic if they're not.
Okay. All right.
Even if you have to kind of lay it down like that to help yourself. But
Okay.
where you're gathering it is going to be your last poof. And the one underneath your hand here is your second to last poof. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
We just have to hope that they're going to be the same size. But if they're not, that's okay. So there. Let's see how that looks there. And if it's not the same size, we can fix it. But you know what you can always do? You can always just tuck that extra mesh underneath. See how I'm doing that? If you have a little bit too much. I'm just trying to make sure this pipe cleaner is really secure so I don't lose. You don't want that folded part to come out. You want to make sure it's really tucked in there. And again, don't kill yourself if it's not perfect. You're going to put some ribbon on there and, you know, it keeps coming undone on me here. You're going to have to play with it a little bit to get it to look the way you want it to look. I just got all these strings that want to come out. There. This last poof is a little bit too big. I might need to have to fix that. It's kind of, you can see that. I mean, not that it's the end of the world, but this one's definitely bigger than that one. So let me see if I can't fix that, because that's going to bother me. I just wish they had put, I feel like I want to call Craft Outlet and complain. I wish they had just put the tie right to the end. I don't know why they didn't do that. Shouldn't have had to add an extra tie. Because I can get it to be a little bit more symmetrical. That's even the right word. I'm going to use it anyway. If you have to play with it a little bit to get it to look the way you want it to look, that's fine. If you don't care how it looks, that's fine too. I just wanted my garland to be able to go all the way, or my mesh to go all the way to the end. I didn't want this big piece of metal showing on the end. I was like, what? You guys can see that. Sorry, I kind of went off camera a little bit. That doesn't look too bad. You know, this maybe is a little bit bigger than the one before it, but I'm not going to stress over it.
I just finished fighting with mine.
Yeah. I don't know why this end is more difficult than the first one, but again.
I don't either, but it's done. It's done.
Just kind of tuck it in and, you know.
And I tucked it in, Christina, I tucked it into the next mesh.
Yeah, you can do that. Yep.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
This poof on mine wants to be a little bit flat, but I'm not going to sit here fighting with it forever because we'll be here all night. That's pretty much good enough for me. I'm not going to go crazy over it. I just want to make sure my cut ends are all tucked in. Okay, and you need to excuse me for 1 second. I just need to go get a bottle of water and trying to get up off the floor. Don't make fun of me. Ouch! I'll be right back, ladies. I just want to get a drink of water. He's laughing at me.
It's not me.
Hey, Nick. Never mind. I'm stuck in my room here. Okay, I'm coming. Sorry about that. Okay. I still have quite a bit of mesh left here. There's quite a bit left on that roll. You can see that. I could probably even do another garland with that. Does this look blurry to you guys? Does it look okay still? It's kind of hard for me to tell. Is it clear still, my camera?
It's good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
fine.
now what I'm going to do at the beginning here of my long train is I have this pretty gold that I got. I don't even remember where I got that. It's not a metallic or anything. I kind of wished I had gotten a metallic, but that's okay. And I just cut it into 10-inch by 10-inch. This is 10-inch mesh, so I cut it into 10-inch pieces. And all I'm going to do is roll it. And I think I'm going to add 2 or tie. I want to see how that looks first.
Get down.
Yes, ma'am.
I was talking to my cat. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
He's watching the video with me.
That's cute. I don't know if I want to add 2 or if I want to add 1. Let me see how 1 looks here. I might not even add any at all. I want to see how it looks. That's 1. Let me see how it would look with 2. That's kind of what you have to do as you go along. You have to kind of see how something looks. It's like all trial and error. Now, I know the one in the image that I posted had all these spirals in it, and you can actually even make your garland all out of spirals. But I kind of like the way it looks with the poofs too. So let's see how it looks with 2. I don't really want to take away from the red mesh too much, because I'm going to do something really kind of neat with this ribbon that I have too. I'm not quite sure if I like those spirals or not, you know, because they're not metallic. Let me look at that for a minute and see. Is anybody else going to be adding spirals to theirs or just putting the poofs on? I'm not sure how much I like that. I think it's not metallic. I thought this was metallic when I bought it, but it's not. So
I'm going to go look in my stash and see what I have, Christina. Because
I don't know if I like the way this looks with it, though. I don't know, because it's not shiny. And the mesh, the red is so shiny.
I've got some snowball mesh, and it's really pretty.
Yeah, what color?
It's red and green and white.
Uh-huh.
I think it would be really pretty with this metallic green.
I just don't think this is working for me because it's not metallic. I just don't think I like the way that looks. So you know what? I'm not going to use that.
Well, I'm gonna run check my stash. I'll be back.
Okay. So we'll just use this for something else. That's the beauty of having extra stuff. You can use it for different things. If you don't like it, you know, for what you bought it for. Again, I keep thinking about this video that I saw, and I talked about this in my last, the ornament wreath video. You know, I think it was Julie from Southern Charm Wreaths, and she had this idea in her head, and then when she set out to do it in her class, it didn't look the way she wanted it to, so she ended up doing something entirely different. I think this is just one of those situations. So, but what I think I'm going to do is, I have this ribbon that I've been wanting to use from Sam's Club, and I was going to use it on my tree, but I didn't like the way it looked. So I think I'm going to try to do this here, but I'm not going to cut it. I'm I'm gonna do like I did on the candy cane. I'm just gonna sort of like feed it. I'm gonna feed it over my poofs from one poof to the next. So it's just gonna kind of run along the top of every poof. So let's facing me. So what I'm gonna do, I'm probably gonna wanna dovetail the end so it looks nice and neat on the end. And I'm gonna run this across every poof. And we're gonna see how that looks. I think it would look pretty. And then I have some more ribbon I'm going to add as well. But that way it'll say Merry Christmas all along. You guys can do whatever you want. I'm going to add more ribbon and I'm going to show you how I'm going to do that as well. I already have some more ribbon cut and some ornaments. I think that's going to be pretty. These rolls of Sam's ribbon are so big. This is the first year I've ever bought Sam's Club ribbon. Yeah, I'm disappointed that the spiral didn't work out. I should have gotten a metallic. I think I thought it was a metallic when I ordered it, and then when it came in, it was not. So I was like, no, that's not going to work. Just keep going over your poofs. You can do this with any ribbon that you have, or you can just add your ribbon streamers to each tie, which I actually cut some other ribbon too, and I think I'm going to add those as well. But I wanted to put a nice pop of green in here, and I couldn't use that other mesh that I bought that I showed you at the beginning because I couldn't cut through it with the wood burner, and I didn't want to use my scissors because it would have just frayed if I did that. So,
Christina,
yes, ma'am.
what size did you say to cut the poofs?
They're right around 10 inches.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you mean the spirals that you're going to add?
Yes,
Yeah. Is it
I'm
10-inch
sorry.
mesh?
It is 10-inch
Yes.
mesh.
10 inches. Yep.
Thank
So
you,
10,
dear.
10 by 10 inches. You're welcome.
Okay.
You know who had some really gorgeous ribbon when I went there today, and I think I snapped a quick picture of the few rolls that I bought, was Big Lots. And their ribbon is really good. It's really good quality. It's not chintzy. I mean, you buy some of the Dollar Tree ribbon, and it's kind of thin, and it doesn't really, it doesn't really want to hold its shape. I'll even show you. But this ribbon is just absolutely gorgeous, and it's really thick. It's really, really thick, and it's like gold on one side. And it was $3. It was $3 for 18 feet, I believe. Yep. Make sure that
Oh, that was a good buy.
Yeah, and they had a lot. They had a lot to choose from too. But I have so much ribbon, and I hate to keep buying more. It's like an addiction. I really have a lot of ribbon. So you don't really want to get this too tight. You kind of want it to poof out a little bit. I think that looks pretty. That's going to be pretty. A little green right down the middle.
Yeah, I like the green. It really makes it
you.
pop.
Yeah, thank you. I thought so. I was hoping when I was picking out my ribbon earlier, I thought, I think that'll look nice if I do that.
I have the same ribbon.
Oh, do you? I
Yeah.
love this ribbon. I think I saw Regina Sellers using it in her Pro Bow, one of her Pro Bows, and I thought, I gotta have that. It's so pretty.
How many feet was in your mesh, that 21-inch mesh?
I think they come in 30 feet. They're all pretty
Wow.
standard. They're 30 feet rolls, yeah. But I still have quite a bit left, so I can probably make a whole nother garland out of that. Typically 21-inch mesh are in 30 feet rolls. That's a pretty standard size.
I have hardly any left.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Was it a 30-foot roll?
Yeah, I got me some big old major poofs.
Oh, there you go. That's okay. I have baby poofs.
Oh, not me.
You're going to be
That's
pooping.
okay.
Oh.
That's gonna make it uniquely Susan. That's what you should call your wreath business. Uniquely Susan. How's that?
That's hilarious. How that is.
It's cute.
Oh my.
You're so funny.
I lost the picture.
Oh, you did? No, it's only because I know what it is. It's because Zoom, and I'm sorry, Zoom meeting, if this is your first time here, defaults to something called speaker view. And when someone's talking, it will show their video feed. And Kathy was talking, but she doesn't have her webcam on, so it just showed like the black screen. So now that I'm talking, you can probably see me again, right? That's what happens.
Yes, I see you.
That's why I usually mute everybody at the beginning, so we don't have that issue. But nobody really has a lot of background noise, so I'm sort of, we had a real issue with that in the beginning. If anybody's been here with me since the beginning, the first class was, I don't want to say it was terrible, but there was a lot of feedback. There were a lot of, women, God bless them, they didn't know how to mute their device. And what would happen is every time there was a little bit of background noise, if there was a dog barking or somebody walked by or the TV was on, it would switch to their video feed. And there's really nothing I can do about that. Zoom, I can't lock it just to stay on me. I think there's a way you can do it on your end, but I'm not sure what that is. I have to, but for purposes of the final video, I want the video to more or less stay on me because this is a tutorial. People are paying for this. They want to see, what I'm doing. So, hold on, I need to move this over. This thing is so long. It's like going out my door. And there was one woman, and I think it was the second class, Phyllis. She's not with us anymore. She's with us. It's not like she passed away. That sounds terrible. She just doesn't, she's not in the group anymore because she just had some other things that she needed to take care of. And she had some awful feedback on her end. And it went on for quite a while in the second class. And what I do now, like I said, is I usually just mute everybody at the beginning of the call or the meeting, and I let everybody just unmute themselves if they have a question. But we don't really have a lot of feedback. So I'm not really worrying about that right now. So I need a bigger room here. You guys can still see what I'm doing. I don't want to I keep looking up at my laptop to see where I am on my screen. How's everybody doing? How many of you folks are just watching and you're going to make your garland later? That's totally fine too. You can watch.
I'm watching and taking notes.
Good. I'm going to email this to you too, though, Kathy. So, you can play this back and See, I don't know what happened here. I think I might have cut that at some point, so we may have to just start over with another piece. Everybody that's attending here is going to get a copy. You can revert back to it, you can stop it, you can pause it, you can play it as many times as you want. Listen to my annoying voice. I hate the sound of my voice when I listen to my voice on playback. I don't like it, but I think everybody sort of has that issue.
Yeah, I think everybody, they don't know that they sound the way they sound.
Right. Yeah, I think I must have cut this at some point to use it for something, so we're just going to have to continue. I'll have to cut another piece. I didn't realize that. I forgot that I had done that. I think I was going to put it on my tomato cage tree, and then I didn't like the way it looks, so. I'll just cut myself another piece. We're almost at the end anyway, so. I don't know about where all you folks are, but the weather here has just been gorgeous the last few days, and we really haven't had a lot of leaves changing, and it's unusual for, almost the end of October, for upstate New York to not really have any color yet. But we had really warm temperatures here up until the end of September. So I think that's probably why. But I think tomorrow I may take a ride with my daughters up north to the, let's go this way, to the Adirondack Mountains. If anybody of you familiar with upstate New York and the Adirondacks, they're absolutely gorgeous. Very nice place to be in the fall. I'm hoping they're going to have a little bit more color up there because they're farther up north. So I'm going to take off for the day tomorrow. So if I'm not online that much, forgive me. I'll try to check from my phone. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do that. It's going the wrong way. It's got to go this way. We're getting to the end, guys. I don't think I cut enough. I shouldn't have cut that yet. Oopsie. You know what? If it doesn't go all the way to the end, I'm not going to stress over it. I'll just leave it the way it is. I will just cut a little dovetail there. Maybe I'll just kind of pinch it in this last tie. I can't believe I didn't cut enough. Here I am chatting away. You know what? I'm just going to do this with it. I'm just going to let it sit like that. I'm just going to dovetail the end. I'm not going to stress over it. And we'll just let it go like that. it's not going all the way to the end, but that's okay. Hold on, I got something popping up on my screen here. Whoops. Okay. So that's what I have so far. I have my Merry Christmas, which is upside down, but
That's pretty.
thank you. I'm going to try to turn it around a little bit here. That's what I have so far. I may even go back here and cut another piece of ribbon to add on the end because I'm sure that'll bother me at some point because it's not going all the way to the end, but for now, I'm not going to worry about it. Now, I also have this other ribbon that I cut, and I showed you one of the pieces right here. And I think I'm going to add a little bit of this too. I have this, and I have this pretty gold that I also got from Big Lots. So I think I might just put them together. If you find that, I cut these 13 inches, but if you find that that's a little bit too long, try to find your center spot here. You can lay them on top of each other like that. And just pinch them together. Okay, you don't have to add it to every tie. I kind of want to see how it looks. I think it might be a little bit too long now. I think if you cut them 13 inches, they might be a little bit too long. I just want to see how that looks. You can kind of drape it over your poof too. Let's see. And this ribbon holds its shape really nicely, so you can kind of just drape it over if you want to. Or if you'd rather have them shorter, you can just cut them a little bit shorter. That's pretty. Those two ribbons together are pretty. I like those. You don't have to add those to every tie. What I also did, and I've done this in other classes before, is I cut extra pieces of each ribbon into 16 inches, okay? And you can make a little bow tie with that. All right, and all you do is you just lay it down, fold it into the center. You can see that. I know I'm on the floor here and you really can't see. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, you just fold it into the center like that, okay? Make sure that you have enough folded over because then you're going to do is you're just going to pinch it. You're going to pinch it over that fold and make a little bow tie. Ouch. That wire in there was sharp. So make sure you have enough folded over so you can make a little bow tie out of it and pinch it together like that. And you have a little bow tie. And you can place that right on top of where you put your ribbon there. And you'll see as you keep adding stuff that your little ties get shorter. And you can leave them like that because they kind of add to it, the little red tie. You don't have to even cut that off or try to worry about hiding it. And you just puff that out a little bit. You just made yourself a cute little bow tie on your garland. I really love that ribbon, that red ribbon. It's really thick. And what's nice about it is because it's thick and it's stiff, I'm puffing it to make my little bow, and it's really holding its shape nice. So, what do you think of that? How does that look, you guys? Does that look nice on there? Can you see that?
Yeah, it looks nice, Christina.
I like that too.
It sticks up.
I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to do a few more of those, I think. I might end up trimming my ribbon a little bit. Like I said, these were 13 inches, but you can kind of see how you can kind of curl it under. So you don't have to let it like stick straight out like that, unless you want it to. If you want your ribbon to stick out like that, you know, see how it's sticking out? You can do that, or you can just sort of like tuck it under and let it curl around your poof. That's pretty too. Okay. So I actually found these too. I'm not sure how these are going to look, but I have these little gold picks. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to use those though. They might not really fit because it's got green on it too. If I had like a balsam wreath, I might use that to kind of stick in there, but it kind of stands out a little bit because of the green on there. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use those. I just kind of grabbed those at the last minute. But you can definitely do ornaments too. I think I'm going to keep adding some more ribbon though. And I have so many ornaments. Let's see here. I have stuff all over the place. And these are really kind of pretty. But I don't know, because there's so much red in this mesh, if I really want to add. I think what I might do is I'll alternate. You can see that. I'll add some ornament. I'll add a ribbon to one tie like that. And then I'm going to add an ornament to the next one. You can see that. I know it's kind of far away. And I'm going to alternate. Now the nice thing about this is if you don't want to glue it in, if you can see, you can just take the end of your ornament and just feed it right through your pipe cleaner. These are a little bit wide, these pipe cleaners. I don't know how well that'll work, but let's give it a shot and see. You feed it through the pipe cleaner, and that can hold your ornament in place. You just feed it right through there and twist it around. And that holds your ornament on your garland. Just like that. You can kind of lay it on the side because you can see the pretty gold on there. Or you can glue it. I don't really like glue. I had so much glue on my fingers last weekend from the ornament wreath that I needed to take a break from the glue. So I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to alternate. I'm going to do a bow and ribbon, and then I'm going to do an ornament, and then I'm going to do another bow. So that's kind of what I'm going to do as I go along. Where's my water? Is anybody else adding ribbon or?
I am.
Yeah. Are you going to do it like I'm doing it, or you have a different plan?
I guess I'm adding it on top of my bundles.
Yeah.
I cut it 13 inches long.
Yeah.
So I'm adding it on top of my bundles. And then I don't know what I'll do, but it'll
come to you.
It'll be something.
Yeah.
So it's fun though. I love this.
Oh, good.
It's stirs the creative juices. I love it.
Yes, absolutely. There's a lot of ties on here. I don't really know if I've cut enough ribbon. I didn't count my ties before I cut all my ribbon, so I might need to go back to cut some more ribbon. Now, what I might do with this one is I also cut this gold ribbon here. I cut some 16-inch pieces, and I'm going to make a bow tie like I did on that one. I'm going to alternate. I'm going to do a gold, this gold ribbon with my bow tie now. So let me grab one of those. I have sparkles all over my couch. So there's my 16-inch piece. You don't want to cut the ends. You don't want to dovetail the ends. You want to leave them straight because they're just going to be folded under. So again, just take it. You can see that. And just fold it in. So you have enough room there to sort of pinch it together so you don't lose your shape. This ribbon is so thick, it's kind of hard for me to pinch, but there's another bow tie, and I'm going to do a gold one on this one, I think. Sort of fluff it out. We have another bow tie on that one. So I'll just alternate. I want to see if I have any green ornaments. I feel like I have some green ornaments left too from my ornament wreath last week. And I want to put some green ornaments on there as well. So guess what I need to do, Susan? I need to get up off the floor again. This is going to be a video. Oh, good Lord. If you guys could see me, you would be laughing. I'm telling you right now.
Christina, I'm sick.
I need to go into my corner here and get my my ornaments.
I'm 62. So, and I've had 2 ankle replacements.
What's
And
that?
I'm 62 and I've had 2 ankle replacements. And it's almost impossible for me to get off the floor.
Oh my gosh, you better call your husband.
Nah, I can do it. I can do it.
Okay. So, I think I have some solid green left in here. I think I even had, did I have solid green? I have some gold. I actually have these pretty stripy ones too. See how that looks. Well, that would be pretty, I think. The stripy one. I think I might use one of those. That one's not going to work though as far as feeding it through because these twist ties are so wide. I think I'm going to have to glue that one. So I'm going to actually take these twist ties and hide them because I don't want them to show if I'm going to put my ornament there. So any twist tie that you don't want to show, just kind of wrap it around underneath because I'm actually going to have to glue that ornament because it's not really going to fit. It's not going to fit over the twist tie. So let me plug in my glue gun. Over here. Okay, we'll leave that there for now while my glue gun heats up. And that's really all I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep adding ribbons around. I like that way that looks with, I did the bow with the red ribbon and then I alternated with the bow with the gold. And I think that's gonna look really nice. And then I'll just put, different ornaments in between. But you guys, I just really love this ribbon. I am in love with this ribbon. You guys have to get the big lots. And it's so nice and thick for what I paid for it. It's really, really, really a good deal. Okay. So let me grab some more of this. We'll do another ribbon while I'm waiting for my glue gun to heat up. And again, just try to find your center. I know everybody does like the folding thing. You see them do the fold, which you can definitely do to get your center, and then just hold your finger there so you know that's your center. You can do that too. And then just pinch it together. It's almost got like a velour feel to it, this ribbon. My kids are probably going to yell at me because what I'm going to have to do when I'm done with this is hang it up in my dining room so I can get a picture. Hang it around my doorway. And again, if you think this is too long, if you think 13 inches is too long, but like I said, I'm just kind of curling it under, and it's working for me. You want to go opposite. I actually want to do this. I'm doing it the wrong way. You want to do opposite, meaning you want your two to be opposite each other, your two types of ribbon. And then I'll get another one of these. 16 inch. 16 inch is a good length for that, for your bow tie. And you can even do it up in the air if you want. You can just make your little bow tie. Just like that. This ribbon is so darn thick, I'm telling you guys. It's hard to pinch it. I feel like I'm too far away from the camera. Let me move a little bit closer here. Move way in the back. There. Now we're a little bit closer. That's really pretty. I love those ribbons. Very elegant. Now let's see if my glue is ready. I'm just going to stick this right in here. So we're doing ribbon, ribbon, a ribbon ornament, ribbon, ornament, ribbon. And again, they did have these really big ornaments at Tree. They were probably this big. And that would have looked pretty in there too. I just thought they were a little bit too big for me. So I stuck with my smaller ones that I already had. because I had a lot left over from my my ornament wreath. My garland keeps wanting to twist on me. That's why it kind of looks like this is on the side, but it's really on the top. So let's grab some more ribbon. We'll just keep going. It's kind of time consuming because it's so big. You know, but that's fine. So I'm skipping it because I'm going to put an ornament there. So I'm skipping to the next one. But again, you guys can do what you want. You know, it's completely your creation. And again, you know, I did intend to add spirals, but the gold mesh that I had gotten it just did not fit. It was not metallic enough for me, and it wasn't sparkly enough, and it just kind of stood out a little bit too much. So that's why I did not add the spiral. My ornament just came off. Oh dear. You know what it did? The top came off. The top of it came off, so it popped off my... I think I'm just going to glue that instead. It doesn't want to stay on that thing. I'm just going to glue it. Take that right off. You can take the tops off if you want. You don't have to use the tops. I do need another glue stick. I have sparkles all over my couch. This is going to be really pretty when it's done. And I cannot wait to hang it up and show you guys. Did you hear my knee crack, Susan? Crack.
Yes.
Did you really hear that? I'm so embarrassed.
I'm real attuned to the music that our joints make.
Yes. So I'm going to glue this one on because the top came off and it didn't really want to stay the way I had it. So I'm just going to glue it. And then just take your little pipe cleaner pieces and just kind of, you can tuck them around underneath. You can leave them out. I mean, they, you know, they kind of fit with the decor of your garland because they're red. So there, I just kind of glued that one in there. You can see that. But that's just what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep going all the way around, alternating my little bows. I have to make another bow there. So let's move this over. You can add picks if you have picks that you want to add. Like I said, I had these, but I don't like the fact that it had the green on it. I don't think that's going to really match. So I'm not going to use those. Let me make another bow. I have sparkles all over me. 16 inches is really a good length for your little bow tie. Just make sure you have enough folded under there so when you pinch it, it doesn't, you know, it doesn't come apart. And you really have to kind of pinch it tight when you put it down on that tie so it stays. And just fluff it out. Or you know what, I messed up. I have 2 red bows in a row. I need to have my bad. I need to have one this color. Let's save that one. We need to go with this color. My bad.
Does that gold ribbon have an emboss on it too?
What's that?
The gold ribbon, does it have an emboss on there?
Yeah, let me try to get a little bit closer so you can see it. They're almost like little snowflakes.
Oh.
Because my fold is coming out. That's why you have to make sure you have it pinched in the right spot. This ribbon is very thick. That's why it's hard for me to pinch it. But I'm just surprised at the quality for $3. I'm going to go back and get some more, I think. Especially this red. I really love this red. Hold on, I'll get it a little bit closer so you can see. It's almost got like it's got little snowflakes on it, little gold snowflakes, but just one second. So now it's matching. Now I've got gold, red, and then gold. Let me see if I can get close to the camera here so you can see. See that? They're like little snowflakes.
Oh yeah, that's pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous? I love that.
It's really looking really elegant with that ribbon.
Yeah, I know, it's elegant. It is.
Yeah.
And this one, you can see that a little bit better. That's but it's very thick.
Yeah, that's good ribbon.
Good quality. And I actually, what's the other one that I got? You know what? It's way over there. I don't really want to have to stand up again. Yeah. Hold on.
My husband said that's
I want you to
dangerous.
see this one too. This one's not as sparkly, but it was still pretty, and I grabbed it. But I think I'm going to go back tomorrow and get some more because they had different. This is sort of just like that's cute.
Oh yeah, I like that
The little
too.
sayings on there and everything. But they had some other like silver, sparkly silver ones too. I think I'm going to go back and get some of those as well. Let me see what else I have. I want to put some more ornaments on here. Like I said, I have a lot left over from last weekend. Maybe I'll try a gold one. Maybe I'll put a gold one over here. I think that would look pretty. So just take your ties. You can leave them out if you want. You can just put your ornament right in the middle of the tie, you know, if it doesn't bother you, or just kind of twist it underneath so it's not showing. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to add this gold one. And there's a gold one there. So I have a gold one, I have a green stripy one with red, I have a red one here. I think that's looking really pretty so far. What do you guys think? That's gonna be how it's gonna look all the way around. I'm just gonna keep doing that all the way around. What do you think? Yes?
Gorgeous. Yes.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it.
Let's check on our time here. We still got some time. It's 9:43. Well, it's 9:43 where I am. Let me think for a second here. a really pretty snowman ribbon too that I want to use. You know what I was thinking I might do is when we do our snowman wreath, I might make a little bow for him and use that. We'll see. Isn't that pretty? I love that snowman ribbon.
Is that Big Lots too?
No, I got this on, somebody on a D-Stash site was selling it. I got this one and I got another snowflake one. But I got this from Sam's Club. I didn't realize someone actually mailed it to me how wide it was going to be. Look how wide that ribbon is. It's, how wide is this? This
Is it 6 inches?
that's 5 inches.
5, yeah.
What the heck am I going to do with that?
I don't
I have no
know.
idea what I'm going to do with that. I was even thinking about making like a ruffle wreath with it. Just make a wreath with it.
Yeah.
It's so wide.
I saw that at Sam's, but I thought it was too wide. I wouldn't know what to do with it either.
It's huge. All right, I'm going to keep going around with my ribbon here. We've got 15 more minutes. Does anybody have any questions or is anybody stuck? Who has the balsam? Does anybody want to show me how it looks with their balsam if you're working on it? Or I want to buy a balsam one too. I think that would be gorgeous. A lighted balsam one. And I'm probably going to have to cut more ribbon too, so I wasn't sure how much I was going to need. If you guys could see my floor right now and you could see all the sparkles I have on my floor. It's crazy. And they keep falling. This is the culprit. This has a lot of sparklies. This red ribbon. I'm going to skip that because there's going to be an ornament there. So we'll go to the next one. And when I went to Big Lots today, I wasn't even planning on getting ribbon. I needed more K-cups for my Keurig. Who's addicted to their Keurig like me? I love my Keurig. My son and daughter actually got it for me for Christmas, and I literally use that thing 4 or 5 times a day at least. I love my Keurig. So I went to get K-cups, and I see the Christmas stuff, and of course I have to go look. Every single time I go in there, I have to go look at the Christmas stuff and see if there's anything new. And they had just put this ribbon out, and I'm like, oh, I need to get some of that for my Garland. And I'm very glad I did. So again, I think this is a good length. It may be a little long for you if you want to trim it, but I'm just kind of curling it under, curling it around the poofs. I'm going to make my red bow now. This ribbon's just so thick, though. I don't think I'm going to finish this in class, you guys, but I think you get the idea. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing all the way around. It's coming out, so I have to. That's why it's important to try to get it above the fold when you put it in your tie, so it does not come out. So now I have a red bow there. Let's see what color ornament I want to use next. That's a pretty one with the snowflakes on it. I'm going to use that one.
Where'd you get your ornaments from,
I
Christina?
got those from Walmart. This big tube, this was full last week when I made my ornament wreath, but it was like $8. But you know what? Dollar Tree has a lot of pretty ornaments this year. Hold on a minute, I have another whole bag back here. Dollar Tree. They're gorgeous. They're really, really gorgeous. That's $1 from the Dollar Tree.
Wow.
With these little trees. That's from the
Oh.
Dollar Tree. There's like 5 in there. Yeah, 5.
Well, you can't beat that.
This one has like stripies. Really cute. Really cute ornaments this year they have there. Just your traditional colors though. They don't have like blue or I think they might have some silver. Yeah, they have some cute stuff there. Let's just glue this one in. Kathy, you need me to email you this, the supply list too. You said that, right? You need the supply list. I'm just thinking out loud here.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Conversation earlier. And again, if you don't want to order the work form, the work garland from Craft Outlet, like I said, just get a balsam garland. I know Hobby Lobby has them, and that would look pretty as well. I know I have another ornament in that spot, but that's really all I'm going to do all the way around, you guys. I like the way this setup looks here. But that's it so far. If you can see that, I'm going to give everybody a good. That's how it's going to look all the way around. So, not too fancy, not a lot of bells and whistles. You know, I have a tendency, even when I'm making wreaths, I don't like to overdo it with too much stuff. You know, I like to kind of keep things simple. You know, a lot of wreath makers tend to put so much ribbon on their wreaths that you can't see the mesh. Now, I like to be able to see the mesh. I like the fact that you can still see, you know, this gorgeous shiny mesh. I mean, I bought that for a reason because I thought it was pretty. So, but if you're the kind of person that likes a lot of ribbon, then by all means, you know, put a lot of ribbon. But this is how my garland is going to look all the way around. And yours doesn't have to look like this. You can do whatever you want. But I think that looks kind of nice. I'm pretty happy with that.
It's lovely. I'm impressed. I never thought I could do something like this. It's great.
I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait for you to. I may stay up all night and just,
Oh, no.
I may go get a bottle of wine.
You
And
know what's going to happen. You're going to end up falling asleep on the floor with your wine, with the garland on top of you.
Oh, God. What a nightmare. And I'll probably knock over the bottle and it'll ruin my garland.
You know what? You know how tempted I am sometimes? Like, usually when I have dinner, I'll have a glass of wine, or I'll have a glass of wine after dinner. But on class night, I don't do that because I will literally fall right asleep. I can't do that. So I feel like I need you guys to see my face before I leave. I hate that you can't see my, oops, I just unplugged my light. I hate that you can't see my face when I'm working. Maybe when I make my $1 million, I'll get a nice big studio that I could do my creations in, a big room. I'm going to switch this over quick so you guys can see me. It's about 10 of here, but I think we're going to wrap it up only because I'm pretty much doing the same thing. I'm not really doing anything different here. I'm just going to keep going all the way around. Boy, that looks nice now that I look at it on my laptop here. I'm just going to keep going all the way around. And I think that's going to look really gorgeous when I'm done. I have all my scraps all over the floor here. Pick that up a little bit. Pick up my mess. Let's see. Where did I go? There I am. Anyway, how's it going, Deb? Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Or I think I'm going to wrap it up. I might stay up a little bit longer and work on this. Now that I'm sitting up on the chair and I can see it from above here, it looks really pretty. Now that I'm So this is my first floor class.
I
It was
feel like
on the floor.
I feel like we're doing Pilates or
Oh
something.
my gosh, I know. I don't know what the heck happened to my hair today. I feel like I got caught in a windstorm. You guys are gonna laugh when I tell you what I did. I'm gonna tell you. I was trying to get ready for class and my hair was all over the place. So my hairspray is under the sink. It's under the cabinet. So I grabbed it. It was air freshener. Oh my gosh, it's like, okay, I'm tired. So I smell really fresh. Anyway, does anybody have any questions? I think I'm going to wrap it up for the night. And I'm going to work on this a little bit more. But I want to see everybody's pictures of your wreaths. Hi, Lisa. And Lisa, you talked tonight. Yay.
Thank you. I'm not going to show you mine until I finished it because
Okay, that's fine.
I'm still
That's
rearranging.
fine. That's fine. I can't wait to see it. I have to figure out where I'm going to put it so I can take a picture of it. I don't want to just lay it on my floor and take a picture, so I have to figure out where I'm going to hang it. Susan, I just crack you up. You're always laughing at me.
Oh, you do.
All right, guys. Have a
Enjoyed it.
wonderful night.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Tina. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How do I close this now? Bye.